there already is a trail crossing on this property. Locally and with the project right now, it is in ownership, I believe, by the Vitale family, as it's called, the Vitale property. In beginning preliminary discussions with ITC, they've been working with the township with regards to ingress and egress to the site. And with the with the existing trail crossing, and as they're phasing in construction, there is a road over by the Sarah Buick GMC dealership and their Kia dealership called Albertson Drive. That is going to be the permanent connect point to this major substation. As they are phasing in different elements of construction with the existing trail crossing, they will to establish a temporary trail crossing agreement to utilize the existing trail crossing. Corporation Counsel at the county and the Department of Roads has begun exploring the parameters of establishing a temporary crossing agreement. It is going to ultimately not only include a restoration strategy, there will be direct safety guidelines and parameters that will be under the strict accordance of the AASHTO guidelines and the safety elements within the MDOT guidebook, and also ensure that there is maintenance and monitoring of the trail on an ongoing basis, not only with direct contacts to field staff, but also we will have direct contact to ITC administrators and purveyors of this project. I got to give a tremendous amount of credit to both Cynthia Stump and Neil Bishop. They have come forward with a commitment not only to respond to any issues throughout construction, but have committed to a full restoration strategy in that area and ensuring all safety guidelines on that front. What is happening right now is John Shapka, our Corporation Counsel at the county, is working with ITC's Corporation Counsel to iron out the parameters of this agreement. Department of Roads is working through the easement department here to ensure all those safety elements and guidelines are a part of that. And we are also going to put in a number of performance metrics that would not only include proper crossing protocol if and when vehicles do need to cross the trail, and on top of that too, signage notification throughout the entire project should there is any disruptions throughout it. This is a major project, upwards of $20 million. The other thing that we will not proceed in any way, shape, or form is if there's any concerns or objections from the township. We have made it explicitly clear that those responsibilities lie unilaterally with an ITC. They are working with the township. They have some preliminary reviews that are underway, and their objective is to get everything side sealed and delivered in October. Again, there is an existing crossing that is already there. We are just going to enhance that and ensure that they follow the strict guidelines of the Department of Roads criteria on this, with a strict easement agreement with restoration and safety protocols. Don, I believe you're muted right now. Sorry. Nothing on that end. Sorry, Don.
Don, is your phone muted? Star 6, or if you have an iPhone, you might have actually hit the mute button.
Done.
All right, I'm sorry about that. All right. Any questions to JP from the committee? It's obviously a major project, and be curious to see what the township's review is, because they're probably the first ones that understand what concerns they have regarding their issues. The crossing of the trail, you know, how much more room do they need to expand? But certainly it's a major project and something I think that we want to cooperate with. ITC's shown their ability to be more cooperative after our last with the clear cutting they did. So I don't have any intentions to hold them up or to hold them up for anything that we need, because we pretty much got most things we need anyway. But maybe there's so I don't know. So it's a good project. I'm glad it's coming to Washington Township. It's a big project and going to help everyone in the community and help all the users of the system, and it'll help the taxpayers locally as well. So it's a good project. Just want to make sure that we can still get through there while they're in construction, because being that road is right along the freeway, so we'll have to see, but I don't think we'll have to have the road cut off or the trail cut off in any portion while they do construction. I don't think.
No, Don, I think the other thing that's really important to know, there is heavy grade agricultural equipment that currently crosses there at that Vitale site. Both those fields are in working condition, and we're talking about high grade combines and things of that likelihood. So we've been monitoring it, and we've made it explicitly clear to ITC that if there's any disruption, that it is their strict responsibility, and they will follow all those guidelines, the restoration elements that are integrated into this. So yes, you are absolutely spot on. That is something that we're going to monitor, and they have to a T said that they would come through and respond accordingly.
We should probably talk to Corporation Council in terms of what the responsibilities of the Trail Commission. Previously, we've approved every easement through the trail or crossing the trail. I believe that still is in place. I'm not sure, so we have to look at that and see where that falls. What do you know about that, JP?
Yeah, Don, we've requested that from John Shapka and Corporation Council. Because there already is an existing crossing, John is looking into those parameters on that end, and if there are any elements that were needed for the Trail Commission to weigh in, undoubtedly I will bring that to your attention, and we will respond accordingly on that end. The existing crossing is the interesting element. We don't know if that triggers anything with regards to an additional review on the property, but that's something that we're very much, yes, we've made it aware to Corporation Council, and John Shapka is aware of that. All
right, very good. I'll just open it up to anyone else to speak up if you have a question.
Well, yeah, hi, JP. This is Al. What is the name? This is an ITC project. I mean, you're on my phone. You were cutting in and out. What does this project have a name?
Yeah. So currently, right now, it is a part of their larger strategy, which is referred to as the Blue Water Reinforcement Project.
Okay. And that's good enough for me. Whatever I can find on it, I would like to look it up. That's all.
Yeah, and what I can do, I can send you over the write-up on this one too. It's got a little detail as I kind of went through it this morning.
Yeah, very good. Thank you. I'm sorry I was late, but yeah, I would appreciate that, JP.
No problem.
No problem. No, you weren't very late at all. Anybody else?
No, looks dry.
All right. So what's the next? So the next action item. What's the next time we hear something about this project? Then
we're going to be
maybe.
Yeah, we're going to be waiting actually on the township next, Don. It's going to give they ultimately are going to be the ones that give the project the go-ahead as it falls under the planning and zoning jurisdiction within Washington Township. So we'll be working not only with their planning and zoning team. I believe Pat Maher, their economic development director, is the one that's orchestrating this, along with Township Supervisor O'Leary. Their objective is to get to Planning Commission and Township approval in October, and that's kind of where we're tracking. And we're we more or less are getting weekly updates from Cynthia and Neil, and we will advise the trail if there's anything needed on your end. And John Shapka, also Brian Santo on roads, and our right-of-way division within the Department of Roads is analyzing it too.
Great. All right. Thank you. Anybody else? Okay, great. We'll close that discussion. I need a motion to receive and file the report.
So moved.
I'll second.
Very good. All those in favor say aye. Aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Okay, good. Item 7, trail maintenance. Is John Crom or WJP? Okay.
Yep, if that's all right, Chair Brown. Wanted to bring everyone up to speed about our ongoing maintenance along the trail. I will tell you the one thing that COVID has positively impacted is the amount of individuals that have been out on the trail. I think it is safe to say that we are having a record year, not only as far as users along the trail, but also as far as activity and just general positive sentiment. We had to not only get promo out there as early as the second week of March because of the amount of individuals that were using some of the common areas in the spaces to ensure that we were following appropriate social distancing protocol and other safety measures that were put in place, but have upped not only those maintenance elements to ensure that we are having the highest of cleanliness standards and also ensure that we are facilitating the safest environments for people to congregate in this wonderful public space of the Macomb Orchard Trail. One of the fascinating things is even with all of these increased needs that have come through their community members, and I want to give each of the trail commissioners a tremendous amount of credit. Thank you for all of the updates, insights that you have provided us, whether it is a trash can, whether it is a pocket park, whether it is a vegetative issue, all that local insight, you directing those calls to us has been instrumental in our response. Joe's been fantastic in Shelby as we've been dealing with a number of dead trees in that area, and it's been incredibly helpful on that end. But a few washout concerns that we were able to take care of in the Richmond, Armada area too, which is definitely something that is, of grave concern. Anything there's a concern on that end. A few bridge issues which we were able to get to, and more than anything, we've been pretty good, not only responding to these things, but again, give a lot of credit to our partners in promo who have answered the call time and time again. One of the things that I did want to bring everyone up to speed is our initial agreement with promo was solidified in 2015. We have now been in close out 4 full years, and this will be the 5th year. Our yearly average as far as promo for everything that includes restroom cleaning, garbage removal, and can repair, all of the mowing and the mower cuts, the bi-weekly mowing of the pocket parks, the boom mowing at the beginning and the end, the brooming, which happens periodically, and then the comprehensive tree removal, trimming, and vegetation management. Also, they've been facilitating installation of tree repair on the heavy maintenance side with the crushed culverts, the sinkholes, the asphalt, and the drainage. Annually, we've been trending around just over $67,000 a year with promo on all of these affiliated services with a singular vendor. They follow the strict guidelines of our Department of Roads and are in constant contact with any individuals that oversee technical elements, whether it's a culvert, whether it's pavement condition, and are able to respond to those day-to-day maintenance needs on that side. So things have been working swimmingly, I would say. But again, as always, we are open to any insight, not only from the trail commissioners, and are looking at opportunities to expand the relationship with promo as they have an incredibly competitive price. And I'll just be pretty blunt here. It's tough to find a landscaping company that's willing to clean bathrooms. So that's been a good relationship that we've had with them on that front too. So Chair, I will yield to you if there's any questions from yourself or members of the commission.
I received a couple some group of trail users that were from Rochester, and they were commenting on how well the trail's maintained, especially the grass along the sides of the trail, and how well the trail has been maintained. And they actually were surprised when they get over here, and I don't know why they would be, but they're taking it pretty good. What about the contract for the lawn meeting or for the trail meeting? Is that going to go out for bid? How are we going to do that again? Are they under contract?
So Chair, they will be
under. I'm always agreeing that if something's broke, don't fix it. But do we bid that out? What's the plan?
Yeah, so ultimately what we do every year when we close it out, I just want to pull up one moment. Just want to see when the last one was enacted so I can give you a sunset date of where we're at right now. July the 1st is when the contract begins every single calendar year. So as we get in the midst of this year, we will do a closeout and performance review under the strict contractual and programmatic guidelines of the Department of Roads. What we have the ability to do every time through the purview of the Trail Commission is we can let out the contract, and I believe there is a there is a 1-year extension clause on this contract that we have the opportunity to use because it's a 2-year rolling contract. So if there are no issues of performance, it's one of those things where we make the recommendation to leverage their services again. But it's been at an incredibly competitive price, and obviously, anytime that the contracts are up, we will facilitate a open bid process and ensure that any other individuals that would work have the ability to bid through the strict oversight of the Department of Roads.
And to be clear, that contract's not up now, though, right? That's
No, I believe in July it will be up. And I'm
next
looking,
July.
yeah, I'm trying to sift through this right now. Chair, if you don't mind, I can get clarification from
Sure.
Rhodes on that one, and I'll get that back to the commission.
And of course, that contract, $6,000-7,000 would also come to the Board of Commissioners for approval. So
That
okay.
goes through the subcommittee process. Brian Santo would bring it with other contracts with the Department of Roads, and obviously would have the insight and approval of the Macomb County Board of Commissioners.
It's been my experience when I've got issues that people call me with different issues, call over the Department of Roads. Ultimately, it's routed to John Crum, and it's handled very expeditiously. And people get a phone call, and they get attention, and issue may not be solved right away, or maybe not at all, but they get attention. And that's, from my standpoint, public just make sure we're responsive to people's calls for questions and issues on the trail. So I've had good experience with it so far.
Appreciate that, Chair. I will say one of the things that has kind of increased, we've been discussing internally here is there's a tremendous amount of dead trees out there. That were ravaged the entire trail system. There's a number of pockets in Washington Township, some very large trees in Shelby Township. We've started active discussions internally how we want this vegetation management process to go. Maybe it might be an opportunity for us to leverage some more expertise in roads, facilitate some form of tree survey. We're kind of looking at a few options of how we might be able to use some of our conservation groups to get some more eyes on the trail for some of these. Unfortunately, right now, the notification system is anytime a heavy thunderstorm goes through, we've notified everyone, Department of Roads, get ready for those calls and put promo on call because it's pretty much like clockwork right now.
Okay. Another thing that's been going on is the way signs on the trail, the additional signage. I see some of them going up. Where are we at with that? Is that process entirely done throughout the whole length of the trail? And I only see it on my part, because I'm over here on Washington Township. But where are we at with that signage program?
The safety and identification signs for all the roads are fully installed. Department of Roads was able to put that in on a sign installation and pavement marking program we did in the spring. Currently, right now, Department of Roads operations team is working on the wayfinding and the mile markers. Our objective is to get those in our full batch of installations and paintings and maintenance that go in on that end. Everything all the material has been received. It is in our central receiving, and we are ready to just roll that in with our next sign and some deployment that goes out here. What I'll do is I will loop back with Brian Santo with Roads. They were putting the parameters of that together, and I believe we were going to get finalized dates here in early September. So I'll loop back with Brian and get you something. The last elements that have to go in are just the mile markers and then the destination signs on the wayfinder.
All right. Thank you. Questions from the committee?
This is Al. Not really a question, just a comment, because, yeah, they put the signs up all through our maid, of course, too, and it looks really nice. I mean, it looks like a great job. All the old stuff is gone, and compliments to whoever is in charge of that.
It's all Department of Roads, Al. John Crum and the team did a great job. Also, the thing that we're really excited about with the wayfinding stuff and the design elements, really excited to get that new branding and imaging out there. So we won't have to pay $65,000 for those old wood signs. So
Yeah.
Yeah, great stuff.
They were pretty,
Thanks,
though.
John.
They
Very
were
good. Yes. Anybody else have any questions on the maintenance issues? All right, we'll close that and go to budget discussions. I need a motion to receive and file the trail maintenance report.
I'll make the motion to receive and file.
Discussion.
I'll second that.
Thank you. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Okay, very good. Item 8 is the budget discussion. Kind of relates to what we just talked about with the biggest thing of our biggest expense of the trails, the maintenance.
Yep.
Um,
So, Chair Brown, as I highlighted before, again, on our yearly average spending on maintenance is about $67,216. As always, the contribution from the local units of government help offset that and help us facilitate any other types of major initiatives that we have across the trail. Beyond that, too, I am pleased to announce a major initiative with the support of the Macomb County Board of Commissioners and through the Macomb County Executive's Office with the Department of Roads in the creation of a $1.5 million trail fund within the Department of Roads. Non-motorized fund was created not only as we knew that it was our responsibility to work with the locals to ensure the adequate upkeep and maintenance of these trails in perpetuity. So not only will we be able to respond to continuous needs along the Macomb Orchard Trail in perpetuity, but be able to partner with other municipalities and key connectors that are going to be facilitated along the entire county's trail network of over 150 miles. This new trail program is going to be integrated into a major capital fund within the Department of Roads, and we are absolutely thrilled, not only last year as we laid out the budgetary parameters in the budget process, but now have that singular cost center put in place. Currently, right now, with that fund, the Department of Roads is also putting together some cost share opportunities where if there are local projects and initiatives that provide additional connectivity, one of the examples would be the connection that we've got coming off of 26 Mile Road, where we've received the Department of Natural Resources Trust Fund to come into Stony Creek off of the trail connector that comes in on 26 Mile Road. These are the types of value-added connections that we want to bring into the mix, but also ensure that we have adequate resources to keep an eye on the pavement conditioning that we've been discussing for about the past 3 years now with the Trail Commission. The other fantastic thing about these resources is that it will position us to also draw down additional grant dollars as we will have match that is available at the county's disposal under the guidance of the Board of Commissioners. And I think the other great thing that it does for us too is we will be able to respond to any other major capital issues that are deployed along that front. The other two cost centers that are incredibly robust right now and we have the ability to utilize if it is a priority amongst the trail commissions and ultimately with the insight of the Macomb County Board of Commissioners is our Parks Capital Fund. Currently is at about $390,000. That's leveraged on park capital assets. Obviously, Freedom Hill is where the first mine goes, but the Macomb Orchard Trail is classified as a linear park and greenway. So those dollars can be utilized too, should there be aesthetic elements that want to be brought in there or any type of enhancements to the pocket parks that might fall out of the traditional right-of-way. And then again, our Trail Capital Fund currently sits at about just under about $340,000 on that end too, which gives us additional capital to deploy and respond to any of those issues that persist. I want to give a tremendous amount of credit to the Department of Roads because specifically with this safety program that we've done, because of the value add that we bring, because of the cost share elements that we bring to, a lot of these, I guess I would say, for lack of a better term, lesser trail projects can be integrated into existing marking agreements that are in there, existing signing agreements, because our sign shop is also facilitating those things and pavement marking elements. So we bring that scalability with our Department of Roads and we bring that responsiveness. The other thing that we very much appreciate from the Trail Commission and continually are looking for insight is prioritization projects that you may have. Whether it is with property owners along the trail that are looking for enhancements, whether it's you passing along to us residents that want to do any type of memorial elements along the trail, those have been some fantastic conversations that we've had with individuals. And probably one of our prouder moments is we're able to help families along the way. Just this year, we were able to help with a family along 24 Mile Road in the trail, put in a memorial bench for a teenage daughter that passed away. And John Crum not only was able to befriend this man and take him through this process, but I mean, just an absolutely gut-wrenching story, but just giving the family a little bit of solace with something that we're all stewards of is something that I'm damn proud of and just want to give John a tremendous amount of credit there on that side. I think the other thing that we're very much interested in too is the whole notion of unique opportunities. Don, you brought up the whole notion of elements in the where you pass by and see things. The parcel of land that is directly next to the West Road Trail is currently for sale by owner, and every time I go past it with the kids, I'm thinking to myself, someone should call and see how much they really want for that thing. But these are nice to haves, not need to haves. But I think we stand in a very strong budgetary position with the trail. Obviously, with the guidance and tutelage of the Trail Commission, we will be able to respond accordingly to any and all the needs. We will ensure that it follows the strict guidance protocols of our Department of Roads with oversight of the Board of Commissioners. And we stand ready to respond to anything that arises moving forward and look forward to working with y'all.
Thank you, JP. It was a good report. What is the value of the ITC tree money that we acquired several years ago? Where is that? Is that rolled into the 1.5 million trail fund, or is that where is that in the budget?
Right now, that is in that trail capital campaign. When we started off, geez, I think we're going on almost 13 years ago now with the fund. There was an initial buy through the Trail Commission of about $95,000 worth of plantings, and then there was some additional maintenance work that came out of that. With that, we're currently standing just shy of about $340,000 in that fund. And if there's any major vegetation opportunities that are deployed, whether it's through some of the aesthetic amenities that come through, or some of the other elements with some of the benches, some of the memorial areas, those are some funds that have been able to been leveraged through the guidance that we've worked with not only with philanthropic groups, but gotten some insight from the locals too on that end. So that is incredibly robust. That is also in an account that actually yields investment return. I believe Steve Schmiegel was telling me there's about just shy of $22,000 that continues to kick back into that account. And as we are preparing our budget submission for the department, for the Board of Commissioners this year, we'll very much be able to highlight how we can leverage those funds moving forward, along with that Parks Capital Fund that sits at about $390,000.
Okay. I recently had a request for a bench for someone that wanted to do a memorial bench. Want to know the cost and all those things. I'll route that through JP, and then
you can route that through myself and John. We have a full price cut sheet to give people an idea on what the cost share is on those elements, and then also have the ability to provide them with a more robust set of opportunities. Whether it's even some folks have been asking for shade apparatus, and we're like, sure, if you and your philanthropic group have enough resources, we're always looking to enhance the trail culture.
Okay. Question to the committee.
Don?
Yes.
Yeah, Don, this is Al. Was your mention of that bench in response to my emails that I was talking with WC Trap? That was that one about?
Well, part of that. There's two. I saw that one, and there's another one that came in as well.
Okay, and that's fine. I was going to just bring that one up too, because I've
Please, go ahead.
Emailing, texting. Well, WC Trap, he lives right off the trail. He had a son that died, wants a bench. He understands all the COVID issues. I've talked a bit to, not really talked to, but John Crum and Courtney, that he's trying to get in touch with the right people, because he's basically wants to pay for it, wants to get it done as soon as he can, but he gets the fact that things are slow and the companies we're dealing with are different. So I was just going to bring that up on the meeting on his behalf, because he was going to come to the meeting. And of course, we're not doing that. So I will keep in contact with him and either get with JP or whoever, probably still with Courtney, if that's all right with her, because I'd rather just hand him off to her if I can.
Hi, Al. It's Courtney. I have spoken with him a few times over the last couple months, and along with John Crum, and I was told to forward him over to Jennifer in planning JP, and I know he was having trouble getting in touch with her. So if you don't mind, if I actually can just follow up with you, JP, after and send you his information too, and maybe you can help connect him with her, because that was the last place I was told to kind of go, was because she does the purchasing for the benches, I believe.
Courtney, feel free to pass my contact information along and loop me in via email or phone, and I would be more than happy to do him directly, and I will get a hold of him myself.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah, perfect. Thank you very much, Courtney.
Thank you, Al. The village
Is
of
John
Romeo.
from on the, is
Go ahead.
John on the call? Is John
John
from
could
on the
not
call?
John could not be on the call this morning.
Oh, that's fine. I just wanted to say yay to the Department of Roads. Out of everything you just said, JP, with the budget items, et cetera, that's great stuff. It's great to have a real home, I want to say, with the budget.
Yeah. The other thing too that we're always mindful of is anytime we are facilitating any major road projects where the trail is, where there's a crossing, we will inject the strict sensitivity of all of the compliance with non-motorized safety elements and inject those costs into the project too. So obviously, probably the showcase is the 29-mile road intersection when we redid that intersection, all the safety elements integrated into there. But as you said, with the safety program that's in place, the pavement markings, the stop sign, everything is trail specific, and we feel that it has been working. Obviously, we will still have, specific enforcement issues, whether there's individuals that are being reckless along the trail. We continue to respond to those, continue to use our sheriff's ATV unit that is patrolling those areas and are in coordination too with local PD on some of those elements too. So very much any safety concerns, please bring them to our attention and we'll respond on that front too.
Okay, thank you. Anybody else?
Nope.
Is there any other questions regarding the budget? The cost share agreements, when people want to tie, like I said, the Village of Romeo has been having discussions with me and probably with the Department of Roads independently about trying to, they've got a trail they want to hook into the, hook over to the Macomb Orchard Trail that comes through the village. Is there a cost share? How do we, you said there's a cost share agreement. How do you envision those working?
Yeah, so Chair Brown, ultimately what we've been doing is we've been mirroring this $1.5 million trail to the non-motorized front-end roads to be similar to the subdivision program. So when a local unit of government comes, there'll be a certain percentage that they will have to more or less front the cost. So whether it's a 50-50 split, whether it's a 60-40, the other thing is we're looking at varying levels as far as if it's a capital program, it may be 50-50. If it's hearing initiative, maybe it's something where we can do some preliminary planning and provide, grant opportunities on that end. All the parameters are being ironed out right now by roads. Our objective is to finalize them as we're submitting the final budget process to the Board of Commissioners to get their purview and insight on that front too. But it will very much mirror all of the cost sharing elements that we've had in place, whether it's with subdivisions, whether it's with special assessment districts, or whether it's with other major utility improvements that happen on that front.
Al, isn't there a project in Armada that they're trying to work? It's more a village issue right now in the village with the sidewalk or connecting to the trail. Are you familiar with any of that?
That was a long time ago, back when I was part of the township. I don't know of any trail connections that are currently underway, but I could check into that.
Okay.
I really don't know. They were trying to connect it's actually the township park is the park that I was involved with through the village to the trail, but that was like 6 or 7 years ago. I think that
this is more recent.
Okay. I'm unaware, and if it's got something to do with the village, I can reach out to a couple people and see what's going on, but I have no knowledge.
Okay, all right. Just want to make sure we don't miss anything. Any other discussion on the budget? Okay, thank you. Next item, we'll need to receive and file on the budget discussion.
Motion to receive and file.
Thank you, Troy.
I'll second it.
Thank you, Al. All those in favor say aye.
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 Opposed? Item 9 is other discussion, other business, new business. Any other business or issues that the group wants to talk about? I really appreciate having JP with us today. You really brought a lot of information with you, and it's important that we stay in touch. And as projects come along, the Department of Roads, you through the Department of Roads will bring those keep us in the loop on these things like placement of benches and things, anything affecting the trail, going onto the trail, or involvement like you do with ITC. That's a big project, but that would obviously be brought forth. But little things like benches and other issues, we would be kept abreast of those, right?
Absolutely, Chair Brown. Ultimately, what we'll do is if there's any capital-related undertaking that is facilitated along the trail, we will, the Trail Commission, provide you with our administrative responsibilities from the county's perspective, and if there are any statutory elements where we need approval or guidance from the commission, we will do so in accordance.
Would there be is there anything that we can get in terms of a budget document and maybe a status update from like an annual report? Because, you know, our members, they do pay dues to the county and all the rest, so they go back to their boards and report back. So what are we doing with the trail? We give them verbal reports, but is there anything we could? I don't know, just maybe like an annual report. Maybe sometimes a project, maybe, but an annual report that we can give to the stakeholders of what's going on the trail. List out the budget funds, you know, the trail fund, the maintenance fund.
Yes, sir. Chair Brown, what I'll do is let me loop back with finance as we're again preparing the final budget submission. I'll sharpen my pencil on those, and kind of maybe what I'll be able to do is kind of send you an itemized overview of where those funding levels are at, and also a comprehensive overview of the maintenance and upkeep that's facilitated along the trail too. I also want to get a comprehensive list too from John of all the different amenities that we've integrated into this trail this year, beyond the signage, the benches, the water stations too.
Yeah, very good. But maybe we'll do that after the budget process, and maybe it'd be a project we can get done in maybe the first of the year. So we could put together some type of document after the budget season's done. Because the budget has to be approved. I mean, it'll probably be approved by November.
Mm-hmm.
Normally that's how it's been done.
Yep.
And once we have the hard numbers, we can integrate it into some document we could share with all of the people here.
Chair Brown, one other element, if I could bring to the board's purview, obviously in the times of COVID, we haven't had a lot of events or requests for events on the trail.
Yeah.
As of right now, our operational philosophy is that if there are individuals that do reach out to us and are looking to facilitate any other type of large gathering, we are going to go by the strict guidelines of the executive orders of the state of New York. So any gathering outside of over 100 individuals, we in no way, shape, or form would even provide any guidance or preference to move forward. We just want to add move forward with a sense of safety and caution on that front. And should there be anything that comes to our attention, we will pass it along to the Trail Commission. But at this time, we have gotten nothing this year.
Yeah, that's right. Another important point. That's right. All those no bike rides, no rallies, no. So that's very good. Anybody else have anything? Anything else to bring up?
This is Courtney. We do need to set our next commission meeting. When we met in, I believe it was January, we had only decided up through August because we were unsure with schedules regarding the holidays and whatnot, since we were only planning to meet every 2 or 3 months. I have to look back. So if we want to set a date, I don't know if everyone wants to meet in October or.
How about a date in November, at the end of November, or this time in November?
So usually what we do then is, because the trail meeting, since it falls on the fourth Thursday, that's usually Thanksgiving. So what I think we do is the first Thursday in December. Would everybody be okay with that?
Sure.
I guess in the morning, be all right, same time, be fine. Anybody else have any objection?
Nope.
Sounds good.
And then
Evenings are when they get busy.
I will set that out and send a reminder to everyone before that meeting in December. And then also I will send information regarding the budget process to the group as well. So when the portion of the trails budget comes before the board and Department of Roads, I will let all the committee members know in case you want to attend that meeting.
All right. Any other issues? Anybody else? JP, obviously you've heard a lot of positive things, accolades about the road. But make sure you let Brian Santo know and John Crum, and the executive himself, to let them know that you know how well things have been going. I mean, it's been a good relationship. We want to keep it going, and looking forward to getting information on the budget was very helpful to us to understand where the money's at and the future funding. I think the trail fund is a good thing that we've got started, and we need to crow about that once everything's gets in place too. There's a lot of good things to be bragging about, and in this time when there's a lot of stress going on, maybe we ought to be promoting this trail a little bit more, let people know the good things that are going on that are available to them, and how many people are taking advantage of it. Same with golf courses, right? People spending close to time. There's a lot of activity. Budgets are up. A lot of people are using these things, and it's a good thing.
Chair Brown, I very much thank you. I am well aware of the fact that I just talk about the work, I don't do it. So please understand, I will let Brian, John, and the entire team know that job well done across the board. And again, I give a tremendous amount of credit to you all as far as boots on the ground and eyes on the street. Cannot thank you all enough for your unique insight as far as the local preferences and priorities. And we will again answer the call every single time it comes along. And listen, as someone that lives a stone's throw away from the trail, personally, it has been one of the only outlets throughout this craziness that me, the wife, and kids have been able to use. And it's an amazing asset, and we're just very fortunate to be stewards of it.
Great, thank you. I heard somebody else start to speak up, and then I cut you off. I'm sorry.
Yeah, the City of Richmond, this is a 2021 project. We will be milling and resurfacing Ridge Street and doing a fair amount of drainage improvements around the trail crossing on Ridge.
Okay.
So,
Troy, would it be advantageous for us to coordinate a maybe pre-construction meeting with your DPW team, the contractor, and the folks over at Roads?
well, it is a federal aid project.
Oh, it is. Okay.
So they are aware of the tip.
Okay. Good to know.
Yeah.
I'll loop back with Crum on that one, and then see whose desk it fell on and see what we can do as far as support on the drainage stuff on that area.
Yeah. Let's see. Woody, just our public works director, basically stated that there will be a fair amount of curbing that will be done in order to direct drainage into the roadway away from the trail.
Okay.
So, but there will be obviously they're resurfacing or milling right at the cross. There will be minor delays for trail users at those times, but once they pass, then it'll be real.
Okay.
Excellent. Anybody else? Okay, well, great. Need confirm the next meeting. Need a motion to adjourn.
I'll make a motion to adjourn the meeting.
Thank you, Troy. Support?
I'll second it. Yeah.
All right, very good. Very good. All those in favor say aye.
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 Good. Good to see everyone, even though it's virtual. Thanks for everyone coming out, and hope all continue to enjoy the great summer weather we've been having. And Stony Creek's been hacked. I go from often over there, and things are always full up over there. So good job with you guys are keeping that park looking good too all summer long. It's an important asset to us too. So
I appreciate that. Thank you, Don.
Very
Thanks,
good. All right, have a good afternoon. See you, everyone.
Take care.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye, everyone.
Thank you, Courtney, for setting this up.
No problem. Everyone have a good day.
Thank you.
Thank you. Bye-bye.